All right, today we're going to dive deep and decode the inner blueprint of your mind, all according to the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda. We're talking about two really powerful concepts, Manas, which is the mind itself, and Atma, the consciousness that actually powers the whole show.
So, let's start with a really big question. What truly makes us alive? I mean, is it just our heart beating and our neurons firing? Or is there something more going on, something deeper at play?
Well, according to the classical Ayurvedic texts, the answer is a resounding yes. There is something more. Life isn't just seen as a bunch of biological processes. No, it's viewed as a much deeper, much more integrated experience. You see, from the Ayurvedic point of view, real life is this amazing, seamless symphony of three essential parts. You've got the physical body, the mind, which they call Manas, and the soul, known as Atma. It's only when all three of these are working together as one cohesive unit that we're considered truly alive.
So let's tackle that first piece, the mind. In Ayurveda, the mind isn't just some abstract function of the brain, it's seen as a powerful, very real internal instrument.
So what in the world is an instrument of cognition? Well, think of Manas as this crucial link in a chain. It's the faculty that connects what our senses are perceiving from the outside world to our inner world, our intellect and our soul. Without that bridge, honestly, the way we perceive reality just couldn't happen.
A great way to think about it in today's terms is that Manas is like the CPU of your mind. Just imagine it. All this data is flooding in through your eyes, your ears, all your senses, and it all gets routed directly through Manas. It's Manas that processes, analyzes, and makes sense of everything in an instant. And its job description is pretty huge. Manas is what directs our attention. It's the very seat of our thinking process. It's where we make our decisions, and it's how we process all of our emotions. It is constantly on the job, managing the entire flow of our mental and emotional life. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Manas is described as being Anu, which means it's infinitesimally small, and Eka, which means it's a single, unified thing. Now think about that for a second. It's this subtle, singular entity, but its power to literally shape our entire reality is just immense. Now the state of our Manas isn't random. It's governed by three fundamental qualities, or gunas. First, you have Sattva. This is the quality of clarity, of balance. This is the sweet spot for mental health. Then there's Rajas, which brings activity and agitation. And finally, Tamas, which represents inertia and, well, ignorance. So when either Rajas or Tamas starts to dominate, that's when you can get psychological disturbances. A huge goal in Ayurveda is to increase that Sattva quality. Okay, so if Manas is the processor, what lies behind it? What's running the show? This brings us to our second big concept, the unchanging witness within. Right. This leads us to a really crucial question. If your mind is the instrument, the super high-tech computer, then who's the user? Who is actually having the experience that the mind is processing? Well, Ayurveda has a name for that. It's called the Atma. And the Atma is described as this silent, constant witness that just observes everything the mind and body are doing without getting tangled up in all the activity itself. Now, this is so important to grasp. The Atma is not the mind, and it's not the body. It is the fundamental principle of consciousness itself. It's like the light that illuminates everything else, allowing the mind and body to even function and be perceived in the first place. So, unlike your mind, which is always changing, and your body, which is always changing, the Atma is described as eternal and unchanging. It's the stable, constant source of your awareness. That pure consciousness that was there yesterday is here right now and will be there tomorrow. Okay, so we have Manas, the mind, and we have Atma, the soul. So how do they actually work together in our everyday lives? Okay, think of the flow like this. The Atma is like the electricity. It's the pure, fundamental power source. Then, Manas is the computer that uses that power to process all the information. And finally, the body is like the printer, or maybe a robot that carries out the command. So consciousness flows from Atma, through Manas, and then into physical action. And this concept is absolutely key. The bottom line is, without the Atma, without that conscious principle, both the mind and the body would just be inert. It's just like a computer without electricity. They have all the potential in the world, but absolutely no power to act. The Atma is the essential activator.
So why does this ancient blueprint even matter to us today? Well, because understanding it reveals a truly holistic path to health and well-being. What this integrated model shows us is that illness isn't always just a physical problem. So often, its roots can be traced back to the mental level, to disturbances in our manas, or to our behaviors. The mind and body are seen as just deeply, deeply interconnected.
And this really highlights a key difference from many modern approaches to psychology. While modern approaches often focus primarily on the mind and behavior, the Ayurvedic view is inherently holistic. It integrates ethics, spiritual discipline, and physical health, treating the person as a complete, unified whole.
So we'll leave you with this thought to chew on. If your mind is the instrument and your consciousness is the musician, are you playing it in tune? Are you creating a life of clarity and harmony, or one filled with agitation and noise? It's a really powerful question to reflect on. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.